The draft. Zach is very strong in team fights here and can actually have some threat on the KT lineup because honestly, Atlas, we have to go
advantage. And they've been able to keep Hanwha Life very honest in their positioning around the map, meaning that this can happen. Score just has his complete run of the jungle for their teams, you know.
I know what Score wants.
He wants Thal, and he's going to get a free body slam in there. The ultimate is going to follow as well. Flash use so that Smeb can't catch up to him with his own, but he's in enemy territory at the moment. So much damage, gets himself the passive shield, but damn! That barrel did some work as Smeb gets hit by the unstoppable onslaught. It's a decent array of CC.
2 items and a half. One, he has his Muramana transformation and a lost chapter on the way to Archangels can be big. Bono being evaded.
Yeah, there's the flash from Smeb as well. They want to get that cell division. Ultimate comes in from BDD, not going to be able to get any fears, but then it's going to tidy up this kill, deliver it over to BDD, and he's going to have a much better time in the mid lane. Even SnowFlower was ready in the wings, waiting to bring them out. And after that boomerang damage, which has been buffed, not going to be going down per champion anymore. Hanwha Life start this one up. Can they do this effectively is the question. As heroic entrance is available from Smeb, they decide to engage onto Zenit, but SnowFlower has himself the Devour to get him out of the way. Now Zenit's trying to get the work done, flashes out of the way of the True Shot barrage, keeps himself alive as the hero's entrance comes in, and Lava is in trouble, taken down early. Zombie Scion can't do anything. It's 2 kills so quickly in this fight, and BDD so masterfully tanking up all of that damage, and Smeb now takes up his role on the front line and will score the last kill for this fight, most likely as Key and Sangyoon have to look on in horror as they lose the fight. These Hanwha Life players, but probably not going to have a chance to. Of course, the Unbreakable, fantastic against Gragas. He's gets the flash, is going to land. It's going to save Sangyoon, but Key might be in trouble. Bono finds himself in exactly the wrong position, has to kidnap his way out of the fight, which is exactly what you don't want to do, but Score snipes him with another barrel. This guy, welcome back, Score. So glad to have you on the roster.
He's just so far ahead of the
deal with Shelly as she charges another turret. Double charges coming in. First turret blood going over to KT as well. I know it's not necessary to talk about it as much anymore, but there's a little bit more icing on this cake that KT have put together.
100% freebie on the Drake because they know that he's going to be recalling. He's out of the fight for the next 15 seconds or so. They wait out the True Shot barrage. More difficult to steal away those neutrals now.
Yeah, you're right. The ult unstoppable, so will be able to escape. It's a big button though, and something that they'll need in these fights as he does spot BDD. BDD deciding not to do anything frisky on his own. Now Key's looking for it. We've got a choo-choo train coming into the back line. That's the Devour to keep the Sivir alive, and now Lava is in amongst 5 members of KT, and Score successfully got rid of the other 4 by himself. Now Lava's zombie form is trying to do some damage, but it's not working. Bono, once again, too low.
Aggressive in lane, so at the end of the day, here he comes. First meaningful pro game. It's actually been very reliable on Sivir positioning, which is not the easy thing to do, but that's not a great moment.
Yeah, that's a cast curse right there as the disdain has to be used here from BDD, and he's the one paying for Zenit's misfortune here as Lava takes a lot of damage. All the buttons have been pressed, but KT still looking good. The Ignite is down onto Zenit. Oh my goodness, SnowFlower held on to the Devour for so long, and Hanwha Life still unable to do it. BDD finally goes down, and the Zombie Scion also is Thal. That was an one, keeping Bono alive there, but looked interesting. The slowdown going to come in now as Score trying to get away, and Sangyoon has to be respected. The cheeky auto is going to make sure that Key pays for the stand behind me that he did not want to commit to. Now underneath this, not actually going to lose that much from this Hanwha, but their health bar is certainly not there, and that means 3 Mountain Drakes now belong to KT. Used just to rotate and get the Sivir over to the Baron and start DPSing it down. Bono going to potentially be able to get in position, but this Baron's going down so fast. 3 Mountain Drakes smashed that one down, and now Smeb able to get a lot of damage onto Key and Lava. Zenit trying to find himself as Bono just not picking the right fight right here. Hanwha Life wander away. They don't have their blob. Flubber no longer able to racking up that score so high. Another taunt on the bottom side of the map as Lava actually taking some relevant damage from Smeb. Now that Void Staff has been picked up, Inhibitor going to fall down in the mid lane. As Hanwha Life Esports look like they don't have any idea what to do at this point in time. Smeb gets another taunt as Bono makes his way in, but could it all be a cunning ruse as SnowFlower makes his way around, wants to take his Gargoyle out of that potential fight. There's the flash in from Score. Thal gets himself out of the way with the flash, and now Hero's entrance does come in, but the GA's being popped, and Zenit has to flash to get out of the way. Bono will pay the price once again. Cell Division going to be in there. No teleports invested this time. Sorry, buddy. You are just dead. And the second inhibitor will go down. One remaining, and it doesn't have a turret.
Definitely seeing some of the gold lead here for KT. It's difficult to siege with this comp, but when you're 10,000 gold ahead, you can make small mistakes and still win the game.
Yeah, one of those games where you're smacking him with your wallet. Papa Smithy is disdain from BDD to bring himself into the fight underneath these turrets, but they look like they're made out of paper mache this game because they are going down so extraordinarily fast. BDD not even going to have that GA popped as it gets devoured by SnowFlower. They're just having fun now as we move to the end of game number 1 and a dominant KT Rolster victory. Sangyoon a big health bar and a lot of items, but there's only one more turret here, and the flash in from BDD as he wants to get that fear doesn't. As now Sangyoon and Key have to look on as their Nexus explodes.
Definitely a game of two halves, Atlas. The finesse of KT in the early game to the brute force with the blunt force trauma onto Hanwha Life in the late game. 37 minutes, one of our longer games so far in LCK Spring 2019.
God.
Outranging is usually the way you'd prefer to go, so Zoe would certainly fall in the outranging, and they're going to go for BDD's Zoe, that reverse legendary game. And if you can maintain map control, your Baron threat and things like that can be so powerful. Mid lane, BDD continues to have a fun time with Lava.
He's just trying to catch up in the minions, trying to clear out this mid lane, and there's nothing he can really do about it. Yes, he's now brought it within 9, but it is going to be...
Smeb continues to back away. Sangyoon's now mid lane.
Oh,
That's a trouble bubble.
That was one hell of a snipe as he gets stunned up. There's the grand entrance. This is a CG train, and now we've got some damage as Zenit grabs first blood. And they'll take a tower to boot. This is exactly what you want to get KT.
As we know from double tier Ezreal, but just want to outline that because Nady carry going Sorcerer's Shoes needs a bit of explanation.
It's a little bit confusing, but they may have actually caught out Zenit here as he's in no man's land. SnowFlower trying to help with the quickness, but nope, nothing they can do. The entire bottom lane just going to be torn apart by this Urgot, and Thal having a redemption game for himself here in this one.
And it's all about that long mid lane. A Drake here, the Mountain Drake, third Drake of the game already at 21 minutes.
And how can KT actually clean this up in the Kesper Cup and then have a woeful LCK? They can bounce back and they can make things change as Score is about to be possibly able to figure that one out as Thal jumping in towards the backside of this fight as well as the Devour on top of the Piggy, and Key says that was some delicious Samgyeopsal to start this one off.
Extension of all that map, 24 minutes. A very different quandary for the Sivir.
And also needs BDD and Score to protect him while that happens. And it may not actually be enough here as they've caught out SnowFlower. Does get into the stopwatch, but that is a C. Oh my goodness, he escapes the grand entrance as well to help him at the end, that battle dance. Beautifully timed. Hanwha can't grab the kill, but they do have all of the priority. KT want to find more as SnowFlower goes back to the base. Zenit down to half health now, but still some lower health bars on Hanwha Life. That's the double snare to come in. His Score has a stopwatch. Smeb jumps himself all the way out, doesn't go for the stun, just wants to get rid of them. Takes them on a merry chase. I don't know whether that's exactly what they wanted as the ult misses from Score. Not something that we're used to seeing. And Smeb does pay the ultimate price in the end. That was a very weird team fight, Papa Smithy, but still, it's Hanwha Life that
around Zenit getting more items. That's what you're trying to do in this particular case, so you will outnumber wherever you go.
Yeah, we do have the control ward in there, so the steal is certainly available.
2-level lead for the enemy jungle, but here's the turn.
Lava jumps on forward, but they are going to turn off this Baron. SnowFlower trying to dance his way up, but Thal right into the back line. Can he actually get the fear beyond death? SnowFlower just going to try and juke his way around, and so far doing a great job, but no, there it is. Arms it, gets a couple of fears as well. It's the only kill they've taken so far as Smeb will be the second. KT Rolster lose 2, and Hanwha Life now have an opportunity to head towards the Baron after they get some health bars back. Shielded otherwise eaten by the rest of KT. Now too low to defend this easy Baron for Hanwha Life Esports.
Can do at this present point. The Baron makes it so difficult for even Sivir to wave clear. Here's Sangyoon in the mid lane. Remember that Ezreal, with that change, pushed pretty fast. He's engaged.
There's the double knock-up to come in as well as the Tahm Kench will be the first one on the menu. The Grey Help is going to slow this one down very, very much, but not going to be enough as Hanwha Life say, well, I guess you can kill our Tahm Kench, but we're going to have a much better time elsewhere. True Shot Barrage, mid-animation, and BDD is going to take him down as well, so the bottom lane are traded for an inhibitor top side of the map, and now Hanwha trying to find more. BDD in trouble, portal jump, not going to be able to get out of the way of anything though as Bono grabs that kill. More bad news here for KT as their base.
Always so important against Zoe. The similar story. 3 inhibitors go down, and I think we might be getting the first 3-game series of LCK Spring 2019.
Yeah, definitely a welcome thing as well, as all 3 inhibitors like
KT Rolster. How about even a Cloud Jake? Because, hey, you want that Elder to spawn as soon as possible.
Yep, 5 Drakes as well coming in for Hanwha Live Esports, and having 3.
Try.
Yep, 6 super minions moving in. Every wave as well as KT standing under their Nexus turrets, but they're not going to be there for very long as even Lava's auto attacks are ridiculous. He dives his way forward. The health bars of the KT Rolster team are just disintegrating. Score going to go down first. Smeb has his Gargoyle Stone Plate, but it doesn't feel like it's doing anything right now, and Zenit going to be the second to go down. KT, the fountain is no longer safe, and they'll be wiped, and their Nexus very soon to follow.
And big ups to Hanwha Live, showing us that just a mental reset and another solid draft was all they needed to flip our expectations in this best of 3. We will be going the full 3 games. Hanwha Live are able with
a potential counter pick for the top lane, but that's going to be Lee Sin. Bono, gauntlet's been thrown. Lee versus the Xin Zhao.
Highest presence, highest pressure duos for ganking mid lane. Could still happen here, but Bono's here for the counter gank, and we're going to see 2v2.
Yep, Score moving on in here as well as they do manage to get the Justice Punch. Oh, he's taunted! Can't take the claw out as Winds of War are flashed quite nicely. It's not enough though. First blood going over to Score feels much more like game 1 rather than game 2.
Right on
Tick, which is the bad boy.
Might reveal that it's very likely for Score to be topside or around the mid lane. Trying this again.
Yeah, has himself another taunt, but oh, there's the Justice Punch! Actually able to stop Lava from taking the claw. Uses his ultimate on himself to keep himself alive, but there's the big damage from the Winds of War, and KT do it again in the mid lane.
And that was one of those times where you knew the kill would come in, even though you're a newer viewer and haven't seen so much Rumble in the past year. Most played by a landslide, 71 career games in the LCK and international events. As here we go.
Yeah, there's the kickback, but I don't know whether Bono wanted that one. Had to flash out of the way of the Justice Punch, and now Lava tries his hand. It's a beautiful knockback, though, with the ultimate from Score, and Thal gets his way in there. 3rd time's the charm as they take down the Gargoyle. A sidestep from Score saves him from the arrow, but Hanwha Live, there is still life in this team.
One outplay from Score with the ult, but there's so many things thrown from downtown. A Scion Speedway and a large glacial arrow come through, and they get the single kill. They need an objective, though. A lot of ults were used, a lot of time was wasted to make this play. They're onto the Drake, no equalizer in range. This should be picked up by Hanwha Live.
Yeah, Scored going for Leandri's ice. Sorry, Raleigh something potentially, or Zonya's to come in as item number 2.
Especially wouldn't have liked going for Ninja Tabi and not double Magic Pen. This is deep teleport. Here's Scion.
Yeah, Arrow is going to come down as well. Here's the combo once again. Bono is going to get in there and takes down the AD carry so incredibly quickly. Hero's entrance is like jumping into hell here for BDD. They've got the equalizer, but is it too late? As Score is trying to meander his way out, but Key is jumping on him. One more and he'll be able to get the gobble underneath the turret, just licks him to death. And Hanwha Live Esports, a beautiful team fight, a beautiful engage, and they'll be now 6-2 in kills after it's all said and done.
A clean ace onto KT Rolster at 12 minutes, Atlas. Massive.
As well will be another Ocean Drake, unfortunately, here for Hanwha, but they will have a lot of regen. Keep them in these lanes even longer. Performance so far. After what was some good ganks for Score in the early stages of the game, they still want to try and fight for this. Half the health bar is now on this Infernal Drake. Hero's entrance is available. Equalizer is available. Score in there in range for a potential smite as we've got the fight into the backline. Good position of the Hero's entrance. Breaks up Hanwha Live Esports as BDD is causing a ruckus. That's going to be first kill going down. Sangyoon going to be the first to fall. And now Hanwha have to get the hell out of there. KT miraculously.
Such a play. Right now, they're more about trying to clear some control wards, as killing Smeb will be a happy moment for Hanwha Live.
Yeah, that certainly looks to be the priority as we've got 4 members on the bottom side of the map. I think the Baron might be the call here from KT, so Hanwha, no secret that is going to be the option.
But you're not really meant the gold lead at truly being 4,000 right now, not so much. Here we go.
Yeah, trying to get in there. The quickness is down as Key does have the Devour. Sangyoon gets himself to a safe position. Featherstorm saves Zenit this time, but he's still going to get Decimating Smash. and Thal now trying to get his way out of the fight. Nice double stun to come in here, has scored, keeping himself alive. Arrow lands onto Smeb in the backline, but the equalizer didn't do enough work here as Bono trying some tricky stuff, and BDD putting his way into the front, gets a decent taunt. There are the stopwatches now as Bono slinks away but isn't able to survive this fight. The health bars are solo, but somehow it's just a 1-for-1 in the end. Smeb will die, meaning that Hanwha Life do manage to take the team fight, but damn, it was close.
A really intricate team fight between Hanwha Life, very long extended fight. I like the equalizer because of the likelihood of kiting up as Sangyoon, but it's down from now, and so many tools are down until Bono decides that they're going to re-engage. If this fight went double the duration, then we really
say no to it, and he's just going to split push to winning more. They've decided that they don't want to answer, as this Mountain Drake is what KT are going to get. As SnowFlower, Battle Dance available. I don't know what's going to happen here, as we've got the fight continuing. The teleport to come down. Score grabs the dragon, but can they win the fight? Equalizer does basically nothing. Exactly right. Another arrow comes in. Bono has done his work and been able to get out, as well as BDD. Cannot quite say the same yet. Trying to flash for the AoE is definitely enough. KT still trying to do more, but they can't do it against Hanwha Life, who whitewashed KT Rolster.
And they're going to win. The flash there, aggressively prey style, is pulled off, and Hanwha Life will upset KT Rolster in their attempt to defend their crown. They will lose their first series in Low Park.
Yeah, Hanwha Life Esports, after what was such a disappointing Kesper Cup, such a disappointing Game 1, turn it all around on a dime. Game 2 looked beautiful, and Game 3, all control from Hanwha, who upset our LCK champions and take Game 1.
Hanwha Life Esports out team fight KT Rolster in the clutch, Atlas.
Yeah.
Something you would never expect in 2018 happens in 2019. The fans either dumbfounded or in ecstasy compared on whether you're a KT or a Hanwha Life fan. A squad that was considered to be in the bottom 3 has just upset KT. Does that mean Hanwha Life is a contender, or does that mean that KT are very off the pace of the top 6? We don't know the answer just yet, Atlas, but we dare to dream that it could be a more competitive 2019 LCK spring. Do you feel the